Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at the 2019 Junior Achievement Grand Prix, hosted at the LISD Tech Center. I'm Duran Pape alongside
Paul Malone.
Alright, so this is, I think, the 4th year that they've been doing this. 4 or 5 years.
Right.
They started downtown, and then they took it to the Lenawee airport, and now they're holding it down at the LISD Tech Center. As you can see there, we've got the drivers went out and had a few practice laps before the actual races.
Some problems incurred, but nothing serious.
Yes, they're just getting their feet wet with their racers here. We had a couple of run-ins to the barricades, but you know what? That's why they're there.
These things do happen. That's why we put the tires in place.
Exactly. We saw a few of those little accidents, but those little go-karts seem to be pretty durable.
They get along all right with those little wheels.
All right. We're going to send it down to our reporter, Katera Fox, down at the race.
Take it away, Kat.
Thanks, guys. I'm Kat Fox here, and I'm here with Miss Connie. Connie, how are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Could you do me a favor and tell us why we're here today and what this has to do with the JH Achievement?
Well, this is Junior Achievement's Grand Prix. It's one of our biggest fundraisers, and it actually helps Junior Achievement in all the programming that we do. So we do education in kindergarten through high school, and our primary focus is on career development, financial literacy, and entrepreneurship. So everything that is happening here tonight brings community together to support what Junior Achievement is doing in the community.
That is really cool and really impressive. Now, I must ask, why is this so special and important to you?
Well, I think it's special and important to me because it is community-based. It's a great showing of those folks here, the companies, the individuals, the ISD, who's part of making this happen, and just supporting what it is. It's a huge support for Junior Achievement and a huge support for youth here in our community.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you so very much, dear.
You're welcome.
Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, we are at the start of the first heat. Now, I've been told so there will be 5 heats today. Each of the 5 heats will be 15 laps. And then at the end of those 5 heats, there will be a championship race consisting of 40 laps.
So they better save some of their energy.
Yes, luckily the teams, they're not all one racer each. The teams have at least 2 to 3 racers, as I've been able to see. One of the things that you will notice throughout the race is they will be pitting. Now, usually during most Indy races, NASCAR races, when they pit, it's to change the tires, fuel, fix something on their car. Now, the go-karts are pretty durable, as we said, and the races aren't very long, but to sort of make that a thing that happens in the race, when they pit, it will be to exchange different drivers. So most of the time they have 2 drivers, so one driver will go for a certain amount of time, and then they will switch to the next driver. And I believe they have to do it within 10 seconds. And someone will be timing.
10 seconds?
Yes.
You think they practice that before they get up to the race day?
I was seeing some of them practicing at least at the race day. I would assume someone would be trying to, but I don't think they get the carts before then.
Right.
I think most of the time, this is the first time some of these people have actually been able to do this sort of thing.
We've got plenty of gentlemen out on the track with flags, waving them through. These gentlemen are here to make sure that the track stays in one piece throughout the race, and to make sure, of course, that the racers and everyone around the track are safe.
Yes, they have yellow flags, and the yellow flags is a cautionary flag. If something goes wrong on the track, if a racer crashes into another racer and they have to be moved, yellow flags will be thrown, and racers must slow down. They cannot pass. They must put their hand up to indicate that they realize that there is a cautionary flag. While the problem is fixed, the yellow flags will be flying. Once they are gone, the race can continue as normal.
Now it looks like there are some other coloured flags around here. For those of us who don't know, all of our flag colours in racing, what do all of those indicate?
Right, so the green flag obviously means go. We're getting the green flag on our first race right now,
There
the
it
first
is.
heat. So the white flag means that is the second to last lap, well, the last lap before the finish line, so it is the last lap. There is a black flag. We hope to see very few black flags, because a black flag means you're doing something wrong. If you're doing something wrong, they will black flag you, and that means, hey, stop whatever you're doing, whether you're crashing into somebody, nudging into somebody, which, we're not doing that today.
Never a good thing to see, the black flag.
I believe you can't block other racers too. You can't stay specifically in front of them, I think I was told.
The number one is zooming ahead, far ahead of the rest of the pack.
That he is, alright.
There's 16 and 20 coming around that bend right behind the first two.
Now we do have several teachers out there and LISD Tech Center teams. Today there is the automotive and collision, I know for sure, and there is a teachers team. I believe the 20 car is the teachers right there.
Let's see, would that be Matt in the number 20 at this moment?
I do believe that's Matt Hensley, yes.
Alright, well good luck to them and everyone else. We had a chance to walk about the track before any of the karts were on it earlier this morning.
Yes, earlier this morning too, another problem that we were worried was going to be a bigger issue was the rain. There was a couple of sprinkles while they were setting up the track earlier this morning, but
It was slick.
it looks like that's been alleviated, and hopefully we can avoid that for the rest of the race, because the wetter that track is, the much more difficult it's going to be to keep traction in those small tires.
Absolutely. Right now they're making it around those curves okay, but things will be picking up.
Yeah, as soon as you start to lose traction on those things, it can be pretty bad.
It's very bad.
We had saw that in one of the practice rounds. I think it was one of the 20 car, as you saw in the earlier shots, had crashed into it. Ooh, oh, it looks like we've got a little bit of issues there.
Someone's gone up onto the tires around that first corner. Is that number 20?
Yes, the seems
Oh
like
dear,
Matt Hensley. Matt Hensley, the teachers
and 16
team.
speeds on along, 9 following behind.
So we have a yellow flag on the
Number
course.
20 and number 5 have put themselves out of commission temporarily. That situation is getting alleviated.
Now the go-karts don't have reverse, so no matter how simple the crash may seem to them, you still have to have somebody go out there to fix them up and point them in the right direction so they can get going again.
They don't have a reverse. I did not know this.
I don't believe so.
Well, I suppose in a race you only really need to go forward.
Yeah, as with as small of an engine as they have, I think they need to put all their power to the gears that go forward.
Alright, number 20 is out, number 5 is getting along. And
Looks
he's
like
off.
they're back. All right.
Well, that sets things into a bad place for number 5 and number 20 for the first heat. But they've got plenty of time to redeem themselves.
Yes, I do believe number 1 has now lapped at least a couple of drivers.
Ah, almost lost track. Yep, there he goes again and again.
22 is right on him, but it just doesn't look like he'll be able to catch him.
Oh, they are flooring.
Now we do have carts coming back out from the pit. Looks like several drivers have changed. Here comes another one. The pit lanes are over to the side from the racetrack. There is an entrance and an exit there coming around these curves.
You should be seeing this on our cams we've been able to secure onto the carriages of the go-karts and the helmets of some of the people driving them.
There you can see that it is timed. They have exactly 10 seconds to be able to make that switch.
And they've switched. And his foot is off, and number 5 is on.
There he goes. Hopefully it doesn't make up too much time for them. Now, every single driver does have to make one switch. They can't go throughout the race not making a switch, no matter how much time that it does take from them. So you have to choose the time that you make that switch, carefully.
So at any time throughout the heat, you can switch.
Yes, you can make it at any time that you want. It looks like we had a barricade knocked into.
Well, that's being helped very steadily here. Good on them.
Yellow flag is out to be sure that the drivers don't run into them as they fix the barricade.
And they're certainly picking up now as they come around those corners. They're running into each other a bit more.
Yeah, a little squirrely around that curve there. There you go, it is the last lap now. One car is in the lead and they took first place.
And that's that. And everybody else finishes up.
There they go.
22 not far behind.
They put up a good race, but man, that
Coming along 22.
I believe is Eaton
17 and
Hydraulics.
5.
Eaton Hydraulics is car number 1. He was far ahead of the rest. Alright, first place we have Eaton Hydraulics, second place LISD Collision class, and third place the LISD Automotive class.
And now on to gal on the field, Cat Fox.
Hey, we're back here with John LaFleur. John, how are you doing this evening?
Great. Finally, I think the rain's going to stay away, so I think we're going to be in good shape.
That'll be wonderful. So, John, how did you get involved with this kind of racing? Like, what brought you here?
Well, actually, my nephew Steve LaFleur built the Jackson Speedway 20 years ago. We bought it 4 years ago. And Junior Achievement's been having a race here for about that long. And it's a great fundraiser. It used to be downtown, then went to the airport, now it's here at the center here, which really makes it great because you have lights, and so if we go into a little late at night, we can still keep running.
What is your favorite part about this?
Well, I think the most fun is because there's 3 or 4 teams from the school, and to see the younger generation racing is always fun. I've been involved in racing since I was 16, so it's been a long time, and it's always fun to see the younger people coming through.
Well, that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you, John. I hope you have a great evening and enjoy the race. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you for the wonderful insight there, John. We are back here at the second heat. The racers are out on the track. Got number 1 car at the back now.
He's going to have to fight to get to the front this time.
So they're going through their first lap, their last lap around before they will get the green flag to go. So do you think they're going to be doing anything different than their first lap? They've had one whole race out on the track so far. Do you think any of the teams are trying anything different this time?
Well, we've got some new racers out there, no?
I do believe it. Yes, we do. We do have some of the different drivers, whether they hadn't raced in the last one or not.
I can only imagine different drivers means we're going to be seeing some different tactics and different driving styles out there.
Alright, here they go. Got the green flag, and that's the start of the second heat.
And 5 pulling into the front to begin.
Around the first corner.
Followed not far behind by 16 and 20.
A little close on those barricades there when they're bunched together like that.
Five's pulling along steadily, holding that almost the first lap, all in the lead.
1 is pulling it through. He's started from the back, but he's almost near the front already.
4th place right now, I believe, number 1. Climbing through the ranks quickly. 5 had better watch out.
5 is still in the lead as of right now. 1 looks like he's in 3rd. Coming up behind 16. And it looks like he passed 16.
5 passes 16 on the wide turn there.
Five is still maintaining that lead. And he's going to have to battle it out to keep 1
Oh,
up.
1 takes down a cone as he passes the finish line.
The yellow flag out there as they get that back in. A lot easier to get that one back in than usually when they take down a whole barricade.
Right.
On the Sand Creek Aggies car, number 9. There goes Eaton Hydraulics in first place, followed by Eaton Aerospace, I believe, the number 5 car in second.
Well,
I do believe he's coming up behind the Sand Creek Aggies to lap them, I believe.
pulling ahead.
There he goes. He has now lapped at least 1 or 2 drivers.
Painfully ahead, it seems. Coming up on the 17 now. He doesn't want to stop.
It's making it look almost too easy, huh?
5 is fighting to keep up.
He passes the number 9 car again. And he's going in for a pit.
Hope that's a good time.
I'd say it's probably a pretty good decision for them since they're that far ahead, though. You can see a couple of cars are making their decision to pit.
The drivers around the track are more dispersed now. They are all clumped up to begin with.
A lot more drivers seem to be taking into the pit right now. I think once they see one driver, they decide, you know what, probably now is the best time.
Right, better get it done before you lose your chances.
It looks like we're going to have a driver exchange right here. We're watching the
Yeah,
teacher's
coming in.
car,
Nice job, man.
number 20.
Howdy Hobson, you got 10.
Holy Christmas.
1 foot on the cart, make sure it doesn't move an inch. He's counting down. And they're good to go.
Alright, they're coming back
Off
out
with
on
the
the
number
track.
16. And the number 9, followed by 23.
Comes Sand Creek Aggies and the LISD teachers teams coming through. There they go. That'll certainly be a lot more difficult to maintain their positions after doing all the pitting.
Certainly reshuffles the deck, yeah. Looks like they're getting used to those turns. They're taking them sort of tight, but they're getting around them all okay.
A lot faster than the first race, that's for sure too.
Absolutely.
We're getting a little more comfortable with the course, I think.
And the carts, perhaps.
Does appear to be getting a little bit darker down there. Hopefully we'll be getting stadium lights on soon.
You suppose they can see okay out of those visors they got on?
I believe so. I was talking to some of the drivers. They've had some issues where they're fogging up a little bit, but otherwise I think they're doing pretty good. Temperature-wise, it's not too bad out there. It's with the rain that's kind of just lingering where it might want to come, but hopefully it stays away. It's keeping the temperature pretty low for them, which is good because they all got a lot of jackets on, and those helmets can get pretty hot.
Certainly. Nice overcast sky today. There's not much sun glinting in any of our faces, so that's fortunate.
All right, we're on the last lap now. We've got the white flag.
16 around that bend.
Ooh, just nicking that barricade. And there it is.
And number 1 takes it. Just lapping number 9 again, it looks like.
Eaton Hydraulics taking their second win. 20 car speeding around that
Trying
curve.
to keep up, securing their place.
Alright, so first place was Eaton Hydraulics, second place LISD Collision, and third place the LISD Automotive class.
And we're going to go back to lady on the field, Kat Fox. Take it away, Kat.
Hey guys, we're back here. I'm with Luke Wheeler. How are you doing tonight, Luke?
Not too bad. It's a little bit rainy, but other than that, pretty good.
Great, great. So, what are we doing here tonight, and what is your role in it?
So we're here at the Grand Prix for Junior Achievement, I believe it's called, and so we're driving some go-karts, racing go-karts, and tonight I get to serve as team coordinator because Miss Wilson, our advisor, had to jet to her son's baseball game, and so since I'm the oldest one, did it last year, I get to do that, and I get to drive.
Well, what is your favorite part of this?
I would say my favorite part is the driving, of course, competing, racing. It's a lot of fun, really gets your blood pressure up, gets your heart rate going, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, thanks. I wish you luck. Hope you have fun. Back to you guys.
Alright, very good to hear the perspective of one of the drivers out there. We are back now in the third heat. Racers are out on the track. They're taking their last practice lap before they go around, and they will get their green flag. Eaton Hydraulics has now 2 wins under their belt.
Duran, do you know if there's any coordination to how they're structured at the beginning of the race? Does it have anything to do with who won the last one?
I'm not quite sure on that. You know, I think, in accordance with that last one, that the winners usually go towards the back to give the others a chance.
It looked like our number one was sort of in the middle, and look, he's pulling out from the side, trying to get
he's
ahead
going right away.
right and immediately.
Oh, a little bit of an issues there in that first barricade. It seems to be really close when they get clumped together like that. They hit that inner circle.
It's a good thing those carts have bumpers on them.
Drifting
20
on
fighting
there.
16 for the front. One's just waiting for his moment. 5 not far behind.
Yes, I'm not quite sure how they were structured in the beginning there, but it's definitely becoming clear that after 2 wins, they're not wanting number 1 to try and go again.
They'd be smart to keep him distracted and out of the place.
20 car teacher, he's going around that curve super fast, you know, drifting around there, watching his 6, trying to keep 1 away.
17's holding a steady 4th place or so, but I don't know how long that can be kept up.
Yes, it does look like 16 and 20 are almost working together to keep the number 1 car behind them.
I hope that tactic works for him. He's getting aggressive. 5 is pulled ahead of 17. Twenty's pulled ahead now in the first place, and he's using the space he's got all to his advantage.
We'll see how that works out though for them trying to keep them their 1 car behind them dispersing out. Might be more difficult to keep the 1 car from snatching away first place.
Right now, number 16 seems to be guarding 1.
And judging from the first race, he's doing a pretty good job as 1 hasn't gone to first place just yet.
Number 5 sort of got 1 locked in from the back as well, riding hot on his tail. 17 is still keeping up.
You got a pretty nice lead. I think you'll be fine.
One must be getting frustrated at this point.
Oh, and he just passes 16. Right around that curve there. Pulling a lead that I don't think 16 will be able to get back.
Oh dear. It appears 20 has lapped kart 25. One now pulling up on 20 and 25.
Having some cars leaving the pit station now. See if other cars take suit and go and take their pits. As they do, there they are. Have the 16 coming in now.
In goes the new driver, which has our head camera attached.
More carts coming in. like I said, it usually seems like once a few drivers decide that it's not time, they do come. They caught 20 being informed to make sure that he's not blocking as much as they were. You know, I'm not quite sure how fair that is, though, if they can't block.
Well, they've got to do something to try and keep number 1 at bay.
I commend them for their effort, but I guess if it's against the rules, it's against the rules. You don't want to be
Did we
threatened
see a
with
flag come out for that?
I don't think I did, but I did hear that he was being threatened. You will be black flagged if you try to block. So they're going to have to be careful, and they're going to have to come up with at least a different sort of strategy if they want to take first.
Absolutely. Important to bear in mind. And 20's back out on the track, zooming along very seriously.
Being sure not to hit anybody coming out of that pit lane. Everyone has to be very careful watching coming through there.
Coming into the later part of this third heat, the drivers are starting to get anxious. They want to get their wins in.
25 looks like he's trying to make a move there. And will he do it?
And he pulls
does.
ahead right around the curve. .25 now ahead of 16. Followed behind by number 5.
Eaton Hydraulics up near the lead. Looks like the blocking tactic wasn't able to work for them. Eaton Hydraulics may just take first again. A little aggression getting out down there when people get in the way of others.
Well, we all experience road rage from time to time.
Alright, here's the last lap. Here comes the number 1 car.
Number 1 followed by 22 and 4 and 9.
And 1 taking the win again.
Racking up those points.
Alright, that was your third heat. There they go. The rest of the racers finishing up. We have first place Eaton Hydraulics, second place LISD Teachers Team, and third place the ISD Automotive class.
And now time for some more words with our friend Kat Fox.
How you doing with us today, Jeff?
Great.
Great. So what is your role in today's event?
Jack of all trades. I'm the chairman, basically, of the race. Do a lot of the coordination as far as where the race is, how we do the race, setup of the race, take down the race, plus the event of the race, and obviously my company, Citizens Gas Fuel Company. We are a sponsor of the race. We're a major sponsor.
That's wonderful. So what made you decide to sponsor this race today?
Citizens, if people have not already noticed, is part of our community, and this is one of the community programs we get behind. Schools and classes in the school. That's why we're out here doing this fundraiser, so JA can benefit all of our school districts in Lenawee County. And Citizens is there. We've been there ever since the race has been started, which unfortunately I couldn't tell you when that is, but I've been with it for 15 years now, so it's a great event.
That's crazy. So I got to ask, out of all the 15 years, what has been your favorite thing?
Wow. I think it's the excitement of a team coming out. When this was first started, it was basically you take a group of your employees at that company, the company sponsors, and it's a team event for your company. And you sit and tailgate and you have a blast. A lot of times the people that aren't the winners are the ones that are having the most fun, really, because they're out there, racing and doing the best they can. And a lot of time everybody takes home some hardware trophies. We've got trophies for I think the first 3 spots in every heat race and that. So we try to mix it up. There are some people that come out and think there's a big purse to win, but no, we're racing basically for the kids and raising some money.
That is so cool. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy this. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Kat, and we're back going into the fourth heat.
Very nice to hear some of the words about this race and what makes it so special. It's a very good local community event that I don't think too many people know about, really. Hopefully more people start to see it and understand its relevance and how interesting it really is. Kids are having a lot of fun out there. Sponsors are having a lot of fun. Racing, not something everybody gets a chance to do. You watch it on TV sometimes, and these guys and gals are getting a chance to do it.
It's a very fun thing that comes up just about every year. Lots of people look forward to it, myself included, and we've got it right here in our own backyard.
That's the green flag. We are starting the number 4 heat. There they go.
17 coming out of the back, but see if he can pick it up.
A little bit of an issue again with that first turn. Every time, it seems when the entire group is together, they manage to knock into that barricade on the inner circle.
Maybe that's like breaking up all the balls at the beginning of a pool game.
Yes, exactly. Do you have to have a yellow flag there for putting that one back into position?
Looks like 22 in first place, followed by 20 and 1.
They keep putting one back there, but he keeps fighting for first again. We'll see if he makes it.
Strong contender. He's already in second. 17 is lagging. Come on, fight for it.
Looks like number 1 has passed the Cheetah's car.
Coming around those corners in tight succession.
Yes, I've watched a lot of times they've been really trying to, use their body weight to their advantage to keep them going around those curves without spinning out. Already we're having somebody taking their pit.
Seems a bit preemptive, but maybe you're getting ahead of things.
Oh, looks like one of our GoPros has fallen off and is now on the track.
Hopefully we can get that cleared safely.
Can't tell if it landed on the track yet. No, it's inside the engine bay of the racer. Hopefully not causing too much of an issue for them. Oh, and there it goes. Now it's in the middle of the track there.
Oop.
Somebody going out to retrieve it.
And there's some
hopefully.
yellow flags as we retrieve the camera.
Looks like that headband seems to be a little wasted there. For shame. Apologies to the camera crew down there.
I'm surprised that didn't kick up and hit something. I suppose we're all fortunate for that.
Very fortunate. It didn't mess around with anybody, it appears. Still racing full throttle around those curves.
The rubber is really heating up. You can smell it out there.
Oof. Really hard pit for
4
number
bumps
20.
into the barrier as 20 is trying to round around into the pit.
Several of our cars now taking their pits near about the middle of the race here. Still several cars out there trying to keep their position well, including the number 1 car. Two watching his 6, but unable to keep the position. All the racers heading back out now that they've pitted. Switched drivers.
Here comes number 5, number 20, number 16 out of the pit.
Now joining back into the race. Number 5 right on 25. Really looking for that position here. Will he make it in this next curve? One's coming up right behind them. Number 1 car is definitely going to keep things interesting.
Small
20
bump
going
between
around.
20 and
Ooh.
17. Oh, we've got a spin out here. 17 is backwards on the track.
A little bigger than a small bump there. A little bit of problems there. Looks like number 20 has been informed to remove themselves from the track after pushing 17 fully around.
17 is reoriented and is getting back going the right way.
1 on its last lap now. 1's passing 25 again.
Coming around that big curve.
20 is now exiting the track there. Rest of the drivers coming in for their last lap, and number 1 takes it again for their 4th consecutive win of the night.
They are really showing what they're all about here.
The rest of the drivers crossing the finish line now. Got a score for first place, Eaton Hydraulics again. Second place, the LISD Automotive class. And third place, the LISD Collision class.
And now back to Cat Fox for more interesting interviews.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Chance. Okay, so how are you feeling today?
Pretty good.
Cool, cool. So are you one of the Tech Center students? Are you from someplace else? Like, where are you from?
Yes, I take automotive here.
How long have you been in it?
1 year.
Cool. So this is your first time doing this sort of thing?
Yes, it is.
Cool. What is your favorite thing about it?
The racing experience is a blast.
Is it? Is it? Well, that's good. Thanks for doing that. I wish you luck in the championship. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Katera. We are now back in the 5th and final heat. Very good to hear from the automotive class. We have got 1 right up in the front there, so
Let's see if anybody can take that away from him.
I think
Good
it's
luck.
going to be pretty hard, yes. Usually he's fighting right to get to the front. He usually gets there pretty fast. Having him
Looks
start
like
there.
number 4 and number 2 not far behind 1. Good luck to them.
So far we've seen about the best contender has been caught number 20 for them, but they're pretty far in the back right now, so I don't know if
Perhaps
they're
a
going to be
penalty
able to
for their
take it.
actions in the last heat.
Alright, and here they come. We've got the green flag. Start of the 5th and final heat.
And off the drivers go.
1 taking a substantial lead here. Going around the first curve. Second curve.
Well, it'll certainly be a mistake to let him get too far ahead too soon.
There they go, 25. I don't know if they're going to be able to catch him.
Number 20 pulling forward from the back of the pack. Five and 22 pretty far in the back.
1 is still holding the very substantial lead. It's going to be hard to see if anybody can pull up with him.
25 and 4 are fighting for the front, but they've got a lot of ground to cover.
It does believe that 1 is already taking their advantage of that heavy lead and is pitting right now. Going to switch their drivers early. Leaving 25 in the lead right now, followed by 4 and 16 and 20 battling out. Oof! 20 pushing the 16 car right into the curve.
20 drives away as 16 is stuck up on the corner.
Got the yellow flag out on the course as they try to recorrect their position.
Be careful around number 20.
As it does look like 20 is causing quite an aggressive driving situation out there tonight. Whatever it takes, I suppose, to try and get that win.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
Number 2 looking behind herself now as 1 is back out on the track, looking to take back its position. 20 still sliding into a couple of the carts.
One's rounding number 2.
One is wasting no time.
Regaining the lead.
Think they got any special strategy that they're going on there, trying to get a lead start on them?
I don't know if I could say. Just going really fast seems to work.
It does seem to work for them.
That's excellent control of the driving, I must say.
Well, let's see if anybody's going to be able to take off that lead. Everyone else seems to be pitting, while number 1 has already taken its pit. So it's going to be very, very difficult for those that have already now had to take their pit in the middle of the race to take back the position from 1, who's basically had the track almost to himself.
For the past minute or so here, yes.
We are having more carts back on the track. Several taking their pit still.
Looks like number 4 going out. One of the last to pit. And there's one, racking up the laps. 22's back out. With 1 not far behind.
4 seems to be finished up with their last pitting there, and they're heading back out onto the track. A little bit of an issue there with that barricade. Somebody out there fixing it as soon as they can. Looks like 4 having some issues being able to get out back on into the track. As I said before, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure that they don't have a reverse. So if they make any mistake as simple as not being able to turn quite the corner as well as they could, they need some assistance in being able to correct themselves.
That can be very detrimental.
Second to last lap here.
One pulling ahead of 20 and 22.
20 trying to take it away from 22 the best that they can. It's the last lap now. Eaton Hydraulics still in first place. Don't think anyone's going to be able to take it away from them now.
Still riding hard on number 5's tail here.
Here it is, the finish of the final heat. Eaton Hydraulics taking first place.
Number 22 cart not far behind, taking second.
Oof, one of the cars hitting into the barricade there right at the last moment.
Oh, what a time.
It's going to cause them a few issues there, but looks like we still had the number 1 cart taking on a 5th consecutive win. There he goes there now.
That must feel nice.
Final score is first place Eaton Hydraulics, second place LISD Automotive Class, and third place Eaton Aerospace.
Alright, and down to Cat Fox with more wonderful words.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Mike. Mike, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Wonderful. So, I've heard you've won all 5 races. How you feeling about this?
I'm feeling very good about it. Very confident. Car's really good. It's driving really well. My partner's doing awesome, and we're having a good time.
Wonderful. Do you guys have any strategies out on the course over there?
No, the last race we short pitted just so he could have longer time out on the track. So we got a little bit different strategy for the for the feature race, but yeah, we got a little strategy. I'm not going to put out there right now.
Well, that's great. Great to hear it. I wish you good luck and best luck to all the racers. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Cat Fox. Very interesting to hear from our 5 consecutive winning team, Eaton Hydraulics. It does seem like they have some conflicting theories on how they've been so good, though.
I don't know if they're holding anything back.
They say they have a really fast car, and they have some sort of strategy, but they're not willing to discuss it just before the final race. We'll see how it plays out for them.
Right, now back to Kat with the teachers team.
And welcome back. We're in the middle of the race, and I'm here with one of the teachers from LISD. How you feeling right now?
Pretty good. Ready keep going.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I heard you're a first-time racer. How's it feeling? What were you worried about going into this? What are some things you're liking?
I was worried I was going to get hit and that the guys were going to try and attack me because of being a female, but it's not too bad. I've only been hit once, and I feel like I'm driving aggressively, so it's good.
That's great. That's great. Well, we're in the middle of everything going on right here. We got the champion race next. How are you guys feeling going into it? Any strategic plans or anything?
Well, hopefully just don't get a black flag because it seems like we kind of got a little target on our back. So if we don't get a black flag, I think we're good.
Well, wonderful. I wish you luck. Hope all goes well and no black flag. Back to you guys.
All right. Thank you very much to hear from one of the teachers. First-time racer, too.
Now we're getting started up with the final feature race of the night. This one is longer than any of the others have been.
So every one of the heats, as we had said, has been 15 laps. This one is going to be 40 laps, and I do believe they have to pit twice throughout this.
It's going to be a long process. Let's see how it shapes out.
We'll see here.
I've noticed they've put number 1 in the front. They figure he'll make it there anyway.
Most likely, as we heard during the break.
Looks like number 20 and 5 are further toward the back.
Yes, 1 making 5 consecutive wins during the heat. We'll see if they can take that away during the championship, or if they're more of a sprinter than a marathon runner. 1 taking a substantial lead, though, right in the beginning.
Pulling ahead, they know what they're doing. Around that first S curve.
There they go. 16 right behind them, followed by 4, 20.
Number 12, number 2.
There they go.
And number 7 in the back.
Can really start to hear the tires squealing as things are starting to heat up out here. Taking those turns a lot harder and a lot faster than they have been before.
That's a big risk, as we have seen. All of the carts are sort of caterpillared right now, but as we start taking time out.
Yeah, so you can see they are pretty well clumped up, except for one that is almost half a track before everyone else. We really don't know whether it is just they have, luck out of the bag, had a really good cart for them, or if they do have some sort of, exuberant strategy able to keep them ahead of the game.
Faith, trust, and pixie dust. Maybe that's all it takes.
Maybe.
Although they're not floating up off the track, so that doesn't seem right.
This group here sticking together of 16, 4, 25, 22, and 12. Sticking very close. No real major changes yet. Number 1 closing in on the final racer.
About to lap number 17, it appears.
Giving up to the thumbs up to the camera there. I don't know, it looks like they might be getting a little cocky here in the last race. And there he goes.
Number 17 doing double and triple checks.
As he gets lapped by cart number 1. A little bit of Rubbins racing there, right there, around that corner. Our tight-knit group here, getting a little close for comfort.
16 seems to be holding the lead on that clump. Pulling ahead, he keeps looking over his shoulder, making sure no one's getting any closer. 20 with 22 right on his tail.
There they go. That looks like the clump's starting to break up a little bit. Pack's starting to disperse just barely. Getting a lot more distance between them.
As 1 creeps up from the rear.
(16) holding that lead past all the rest of the people. There he goes. Around the S curve. That group that we had at the beginning has really dispersed out now.
Our friends in the Yellow Jackets look rather calm out on the field. Nothing's gone awry recently.
Looks like cart number 1 has taken its first pit, along with the 4 car.
And they are back into the action.
I do believe they pit twice. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure.
And one is right in that clump with 16, 20, 22.
Starting to push against each other.
A rough place to fall into the race.
Ooh.
Lots of fighting going on. One had better be careful.
One's getting right into the thick of it as this group of carts is being told to be careful there. Not a black flag yet, but definitely warned of one there.
20 is now fighting 16 for the lead of that little flank.
You could definitely see the difference on cart number 20 if you look at their side stickers. Are a lot more roughed up than the rest of them. He's definitely taken the term Robbins Racer there. There we go again with 16 and 20. I don't know, some sort of rivalry is forming there, but they're really pushing hard against each other. Both pitting at the same time too. Probably not wanting the other to take an advantage over the other.
And as they go into the pit, 22 is just pulling out.
One's still on the track. Right behind 5. '22 is making their way back out onto the track. Right behind 12 he comes in. Number 16 and 20 making their way out from the pit.
I see cart number 2 out there zooming around all alone, caught sort of between the groups.
See if it'll work to their advantage to be able to pull into a better position if they can.
Number 1 seems to have gotten past that large clump.
Looks like the 20 and 16 carts are back out onto the track. Possibly with less aggressive drivers. We've got our first time racer out there. With a new driver, we'll see if they can keep the sticker on their cart to themselves. Rather than rubbing it off on another car.
Well, everyone's got battle scars, but here we'd like a peaceful race. I'm not sure if it's the difference in the pace of this race.
Got a yellow flag up. Not sure why yet.
Racers are mostly taking heed, they're slowing down. All of them seem to be sort of together.
But with that yellow flag up, no one's allowed to pass. I couldn't quite make out what the issue was there, but it looks like they're back out onto the track there. Most likely a barricade that was moved out of position. Bumped by one of the racers, put back in. Yes, it does believe one of the barricades on the S-curve there is getting fixed right there. That must have been the issue.
And here they are crossing the finish line, not for the last time.
It does appear that that yellow flag, though, has brought all of the carts back together. Ooh.
Oh, number 4 up and over the barrier, and he's still going. That was a bit of luck for him.
Very good for him. He's now at the back of that clump, but at least he didn't have to stop. Looks like number 1 car coming back from their second pit. And
taking good
group.
Opportunities to jump out.
The group very careful around that curve again after knocking into it the first time.
4 has been taking his turns very, very close to the wall.
We're about halfway through this last race here, the feature race. See if anybody can take it away from cart number 1. I think at this point of the race, most of the carts are just battling for second and third. Eaton Hydraulics either seems to be knowing what they're doing, or he has a really good cart to fight their way to first.
Absolutely. Stealing first from them at this point seems all but hopeless.
12's trying though. You can see they're doing their best.
Well, it is a valiant effort. The race is not over until the race is over, and anything could still happen between now and then.
One making away there, making around that curve there, bunching up into that group of racers. Doing their best to pass them when they can. 20 heading back out onto the track with a more aggressive driver, might I say. See if that does anything different for this race. Matt Hensley had already been kicked out once of one of the heats for, might they say, more aggressive driving, so we'll see if that pulls anything together for this final heat here.
17 zooming along speedily behind 4 and 5. Looking to catch up.
One steadily passing 17. Right around the curve and ooh.
Oh, and that's one right up on top of the barrier. He is stopped dead.
Going a little too fast around that curve, trying to pass 17.
Passed by 16.
Like a
Number 16
whale.
is happy to see one out of commission.
You know, I'd say probably all of the races at this point are happy to see one out of commission, as long as no one's hurt.
He seems alright, shaken but not stirred. He is back on the race.
Back on the track, we've still got the yellow flag as they fix those barricades. I'm just surprised that he managed to land completely on top of the barricades.
That was quite a feat. And it seems even with that setback, one is not in a bad position.
Yes, whether they're racing or whether they're crashing, impressive in the least. One making their way around the curves, trying to make back their time. Easily passing 2. Taking it a lot closer on the inside of that turn this time.
Lessons have been learned. Hot behind 4 and 5 is 1. About to split between them, trying to, it seems. 4 and 5 seem to be cooperating, trying to keep 1 at bay. Keeping him tight around those curves.
We'll see if it'll work here. 5 having to take its pit though. Leaving 4 all alone. Ooh.
And 1 fights his way around the corner.
Pushing his way back into first, it appears.
Pulling ahead of 4.
It just seems that nothing will keep Eaton Hydraulics from that first place. More of our racers taking their second pit as we're nearing the end of the race. Let's see if the 20 car, the teachers team, can do anything for them.
'20 and 22 on the track. Hungry for some progress.
It's like another issue with the 4 cart. I don't know if
What's
we've had
this?
issues getting pushed off onto the out of the pit station. I know that happened in one of the heats.
Gotten stuck up, but they're alright now. 4 is back onto the track out of the pit.
Ooh, little bump in there between 17 and 16.
Ooh, 16 is swerving around. Bumping into tires around the curve.
Yeah, really fighting for their position. Trying to take it back.
The end of the race is becoming very heated here.
16 just looking for an opening. Back out onto the track with another racer. Getting really heated in this pump here. 16 trying to stop 1 from taking another position. 17 pushing between 16 into another barricade.
1's very careful to stay on the right side of that S-curve. He's learned from that.
16 trying real hard on the inside to be able to take this position from 17. 17 is just not letting them have it. Ooh, man.
Trying to find any way around.
I think 16 knows the end of the race is coming up and they're not wanting to let go.
One sort of slingshots himself right around number 2 across the finish line again.
We are second to the last lap here.
Oh, we have another collision on that first curve.
22.
22 is stuck up on the barrier of tires.
Believes they had an issue with the car number 20. 22 and 22, knocking 22 up into the tires. Somebody out there on the track getting them back into it.
To the rescue. Replacing the tires and getting car number 22 going again.
And then it looks like our winner is Eaton Hydraulics in the number 1 car. 16 getting pushed around just before the finish line. I'll say 16 did give a hard-fought battle there. Our final score now for the feature race is first place, Eaton Hydraulics. Second place, the LISD Automotive Team. And third place, the LISD Collision Team. That was a very, very hard-fought battle there.
That it was.
It's a very good race. Saw a lot of work between teams trying to push ahead. 16 and 17 especially. The 20 car working their way the best that they could. 1 pushing through.
They've now given the checkered flag to the number 1 car.
Doing his victory lap. Good for them. They are now the championships of the Junior Achievement 2019 Grand Prix.
Now, I don't know if it's on purpose, but number 1 seems to be taking this lap a lot slower. And with that being the end of our championship race, we're to go back down to Cat Fox with our championship winners.
Welcome back, guys. I'm here with the winners of this. I'm with Mike and Steve. Steve, how you feeling about your win?
Great.
Great. I heard earlier that you might have had a secret strategy. Can we know about this now?
Keep the foot on the gas.
I mean, that's fair. To future racers, possibly maybe next year, do you have any advice for any of them?
Do what you love. Go at it.
Fair enough. You heard it here, folks. So, back to you guys.
All right. Thank you very much, Cat Fox. We're here at the championship circle. We have third place, the LISD Collision Team.
Our winners of the second place prize, the LISD Automotive Boys.
And of course, first place, we have the Eaton Hydraulics Team, who had kept it for all 5 heats and the championship.
Way to be. And it appears we've got word from their families down with Cat Fox. Wonderful to see such excited support from one's family.
And that has been your 2019 Junior Achievement Grand Prix. A very good day for all the racers and the Tech Center. This has been Duran Pape signing off.
And Paul Malone signing off as well. We've got our crews cleaning up for the day, closing out for the events. We still need a parking lot tomorrow morning after all. And now some closing remarks from Katera Fox. Take it away, Kat.
After a long, hard, and tiresome day, we finished here at the races, and we just want to give a big shout out to everybody who has not only helped but has sponsored this program, along with JH, Citizen Gas, and the LISD. And we'll say that's a wrap.